what my grandmother told me about being a second wife after I saw it happen to my friend. I once witnessed something that disturbed me deeply. A woman married a man and slowly started pushing him away from his first son. At first, it looked small, little complaints, little tension, but before long, the father stopped visiting his son. It was when my grandmother called me and said, "Sit down. Let me tell you something many women don't understand." Become relationship enthusiast. That child was not a mistake, but the child is his blood. She went further to say something like this, that if you try to erase that child, you are not building a home. You are fighting reality. The lesson we must learn from this is peace begins when you respect what existed before you. The second thing she said about the second wife and the first son the man had before he married her is competing with a child is a dangerous game. Second wives, wherever you are, this is a good teaching. I want you to listen attentively. If you do this thing right, this is an old woman telling me this. She had experience. She know what in there. Pay attention and change how you are doing. It's going to benefit you. She looked at me and said, any woman who competes with a child will eventually lose respect. She gave an example as this: getting jealous when he calls his son, complaining when he sends school fees to his son, creating tension anytime the child is mentioned. She said it's not love, but insecurity. The next thing she told me about the second wives and the first son, the child the first wife had before leaving or even leaving this world, is a good man will never truly abandon his first son, his first child. Grandma went further to say something deep. If he truly forget his first son for you, one day he can forget yours too, the ones you start having after the first one has left. Do you understand? This is wisdom. This is real wisdom. Make sure you pay attention. Take corrections, because most second wives these days always fight against the first sons. They want their own to be there, forgetting that someone was there. And moreover, all second wives knew that someone was there before them. But when they come and see problem, they wouldn't want to set eyes on the first son, in particular, the first daughter, even only few. There's a woman I saw that did something very wonderful. I always applaud her. The first wife was no more before the husband married her. You can't differentiate her own children and the first children that came from the first one. Do you understand? Make sure you pay attention. Lessons you must learn from this is never celebrate what should in return worry you. The next thing she told me about second wives and the first sons from other women, the women that came before her, is you are being tested without knowing. She told me life is watching how you treat what is not yours. Example of this, she said, is how you treat his first child shows your character, not just your feelings. That kindness shown here is not weakness, it is wisdom. The next thing grandma told me about second wives and the first sons another woman had before they came in is a child needs a father, don't become a barrier. Grandma's voice became serious and she said, never stand between a child and a father. That wound runs deep. She gave an example that boy grows up asking, why did my father leave me? Not knowing someone influenced that distance. She told me that some damage takes years to heal, while some never do. The next thing she told me about second wives and the first sons the first woman had before she came in is, if your love requires him to abandon responsibility, that is not love. It is control. She said an example of this is, choose me or your child. That statement alone can destroy a man's integrity. She said that real love supports responsibility. It doesn't fight it. You see, Most second wives, this is their character. When they come in, most of them, you will not hear about the first son that the other woman had before they came in. You see them, balance and expand and cover everywhere. But I want to tell you something. It is not always same. A mom may pretend to forget his children. There was something that happened when we were in one state. The house we live in belonged to this man who had 2 wives. The first wife left with the children, but this man is someone I can never imagine. Even though the children were with their mother, he doesn't say anything to us without mentioning the first son. The hospital about to leave this world, he sent for his first son. While the second wife was there with him in the hospital, he instructed that if anything happens to him, the first son and the sister should take charge. He was the one that came to the hospital, took him to mortuary. It was battle. This second wife was frustrated and devastated. Do you know that the house this man had, he willed it unknowingly to the second wife, to the first son. If you don't know how to play your card well as a woman who happens to be the second wife, there are women who are no more and the man decides to marry the second wife. You don't go there to start pushing the ones that were there before you. Can't you match them? You join them with your own children. I have seen a family that you can't differentiate between the first children and the one from the second wife. This is a lesson for the second wives. This teaching is very loaded if you listen to it over and over again. The next thing my grandmother told me about second wives and the first sons is building peace makes you powerful. Then she surprised me. She said the strongest woman is not who fights the past, but the one who brings peace into it. Example she gave is encouraging him to be present, respecting his role as a father, even showing kindness to the child. That kind of woman and deep lasting respect. The last but not the least thing she told me about second wives and the first sons is, finally she said, every action in a home becomes a story tomorrow. Example she cited is, one story says separated a father from his child. Another says she helps heal a broken family. Which one do you want to be told about you? That day, I understood something clearly. Being a second wife, but trying to erase what came before you is where destruction begins. Because a man's first son is not a competition. It is his responsibility. If this message is real to you, share it. Because some homes are breaking, not from outside attack, but from inside misunderstanding. This is a very good teaching. And this teaching is really relating to something that is happening, that is in internet as I'm speaking to you. Yes, I've come to the end of today's teaching. If you have something to add to what my grandma told me about the second wife and the first son, kindly put it down in the comment section. Do you have an experience of this? Have you noticed this around you in your family? Kindly educate us. Tell us a little of it. What happened? If you are seeing me for the first time or you're watching without subscribing, kindly subscribe to this channel. Encourage me, subscribe to this page. Follow this page. Encourage me to grow. Channel a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, share this video to all your friends. Remember to watch the next series. Remember, we are on 30 days series. Watch the next day. I am right here to teach on a new topic. The hotter topic is coming. Something that will help you understand who you are. Love you. God bless you. Bye-bye.